Every time an angel investor hears the same story, it's like their mind switches off a little. Not because the idea isn't good, not because the potential isn't there, but because of one simple, deadly red flag, the absolute killer of trust in a heartbeat. Imagine sitting down, ready to listen, ready to back something that could change the game, and within minutes, that flash of alarm blinks in your mind. It's that gut punch that no investor talks about, but every single one feels. This red flag is not about numbers, not about market size. It's about something way more fundamental: the inability of a founder to own their mistakes and failures openly, raw and real. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Angel investors don't just bet on ideas or products. Beyond the shiny tech, the exciting concepts, and the sparkling growth charts, they invest in people. They invest in leaders who know the brutal truth. The road to building something new is a battlefield littered with failure. And the second they sense a founder faking confidence or hiding cracks, it's game over. Why? Because the world is littered with founders who show up trying to pretend they have it all figured out. Perfect pitch, perfect plan, perfect everything, with not a single word about what went wrong before, what lessons were bled out through sleepless nights or destroyed partnerships. This illusion of perfection is the ultimate red flag, because it says one thing loud and clear: that founder is not ready. That founder is not evolved enough to handle the relentless storm of entrepreneurship. They're still hiding behind a mask. Angel investors have seen it over and over. They can spot it like a hawk. That careful absence of honesty is a signal that the founder lacks awareness and strength. And strength here isn't muscle or swagger. It's the willingness to face the hardest truths and say, yeah, I messed up. Here's what I learned. Here's how it made me better. This red flag acts like a silent poison. It kills the spark before it has a chance to ignite a fire. If the founder doesn't embrace their flaws publicly, admit the messy parts of the story, angling for support, help, or partnership, investors feel like they're being sold a lie. And in a world already flooded with hype and empty promises, trust is all that matters. Most founders get this wrong because they're terrified. Terrified that being real will be seen as weakness, or that investors won't respect them if they show the cracks. But here's the brutal, beautiful irony. Those who bleed their truth become warriors. Those who embrace their past failures build credibility. Because when you reveal every scar, you reveal your armor. You become someone who will not break under pressure, who has already survived the worst and come back stronger. This red flag isn't just a caution for founders, it's a warning system for investors too. It's a call to dig deeper, to ask harder questions. Don't settle for quick smiles and polished slides. Demand authenticity. Insist on narrative that includes darkness as well as light. When a founder leans into their story's full spectrum, it means they're ready for the relentless fight ahead, ready to pivot when disaster hits, ready to own the chaos. The frustration angel investors face is huge. Endless meetings with founders who come with shiny graphics, buzzwords, and rehearsed lines, but no real heart. The pain of knowing that behind every missed signal is a gamble that goes badly. Money, time, credibility, wasted on polished illusions. But it doesn't have to be this way. The key to cutting through the noise and ending these painful cycles is this: cultivate a culture of brutal honesty. Listen carefully, because this changes everything. Angel investors should insist on a founder's openness from day one. Create spaces where founders feel they can drop the act. Reward vulnerability as much as success. The founders who will thrive are not those who hide their flaws. They're those who own them and use that ownership as power. And here's where it gets unbelievably powerful. This approach doesn't just protect your money, it elevates the entire game. It aligns the fighter founders with the fighter investors. Suddenly, the relationship isn't transactional or fragile. It becomes a raw, unshakable alliance forged in truth and resilience. They become a team that knows how to navigate failed launches, bad hires, unexpected pivots with grit, transparency, and shared honesty. But how to spot this red flag, and just as importantly, how to turn it into a green light. The first step is listening beyond the pitch. Investors must probe where it hurts. Tell me your hardest failure. How did you deal with it? What did you learn that changed how you run this company? What did you lose because of it? If answers come with silence or smooth dodging, alarm bells should be blaring. If answers are sharp, open, regret, mixed with wisdom, pay attention, this is gold. Founders, on your side, it's not about telling investors every little mistake. It's about telling the right ones, the ones that matter. The big fails that changed your trajectory and taught you something critical about the world, the market, or yourself. That kind of brutal truth sharing is magnetic. It pulls in the right people. It repels the wrong ones. It shows a rare kind of courage that angel investors dream about but rarely see. The reality is that the world rewards obedience, as if success comes by ticking boxes. But the system around us is broken precisely because it does not reward revelation or radical transparency. It punishes those who expose their edges because the world wants neat, neat, neat. But as angel investors, the call is to break that pattern, to back those who burn too brightly, those who are willing to share not just victory, but wounds. Imagine being the investor who says, I want to hear your failures before your pitch. That simple shift upends everything. It creates a new arena of honesty where founders feel safe to be themselves and bring their real selves to the table. The result? Deep connection, deep trust. A foundation that no market frenzy or sudden pivot can shake. Here's a professional secret that few say aloud. The best investments are made not when everything sounds perfect, but when the cracks are visible and the founder owns them like a badge of honor. Because once a founder embraces their cracks, everything becomes possible. The investor sees a fighter, not a showman. Someone who can take a hit and keep moving, who learns fast, adapts faster, and won't quit when the world tries to bury them. Angel investors, here is the unseen pain you carry, watching the same stories repeat, watching the shiny lie win over the raw truth, all because the world fears the messy parts of success. But it's not too late. You hold the key. You decide who gets the fuel and who gets the cold shoulder. Use that power to raise the bar. Demand raw truth. Reward brutal honesty. If more investors did this, the startup landscape would shift overnight. Founders would stop pretending. They would bring their real selves, their real stories, the scary, painful, glorious parts that actually make change happen. It would create a new breed of investments based on soul, on grit, on reality. Founders, hear this clearly. You are not broken because of your failures. You are stronger because of them. Share them loudly, own them boldly, and watch how the right investors stand up and fight with you, not just for your idea, but for you as a person. This is about transcending the old ways. No more systems that reward the fake or the obedient. This is about creating a new world where the exceptional are heard because they are real, not because they pretend to be perfect. So the next time an angel investor sits down looking for that red flag, let it be the spark that lights the fire of transformation. It's not enough to have a good plan. What matters is the inner war you've survived and how you tell that story. No polished masks, no scripts hiding scars, just raw, unfiltered truth. When that happens, the investor's heart opens and the real journey begins. This is the revolution in investing. Not one of blind optimism, but of fierce honesty. Not one of ease, but of unbreakable partnership forged in the flames of reality. Angel investors, don't fear this truth. Seek it out. Demand it. Because behind it lies the future, the builders who refuse to break, founders who refuse to bend, and a world finally ready to rise beyond its cages. This is the moment when the game changes. The red flag becomes the green light, the signal that you've found the rare, unpolished diamond worth backing. Don't miss it. Don't run from it. Own it. Celebrate it. And watch the extraordinary happen.